Hello. Hello, Zachary. Hello, Fractal Magical Turtle. Happy reality. Right back at you, bro. What are we going to talk about? Well, I noticed, I turtle pathically picked up on that you're really excited about uh, reality, and and you had a really tremendous last 48 hours of your life, didn't you, there, Zachary? Oh, thoroughly, yeah. Fractal, I mean, it's could you maybe ask a question because I have no I know I can't articulate this. It's not words. Something really tremendous happened within the last 10 hours that I can't explain at all. But the last 2 days, a lot happened that was really profound. I feel like I'm forever changed. I feel like I've really like arrived. Like something, and I gotta get spiritual with it. Like something was up with me. Something was like attached to me. Something has lifted. I am well, and I have not slept, and I am not currently ho- too hot, very, significantly high, but it's not it something has happened. Well, what is that something? Let's get right into it. Okay, you said you like I ask you a question. So what was some of the precipitating circumstances that led up to this? And well, let's go back. So 2 days ago, tell about the psychedelic apocalypse. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, obviously, everything in life and all of reality led up to this, but something that happened on Friday. I was wanting to go out into the woods. I think I posted on the internet like, what are the best nature parks in around Southeast Michigan, Detroit area? Like I'm about to hop in my car and go and spend the whole day in the woodsy lands. It was a super spring, kind of summery actually day, like skipping spring right into summer. Like, it was gorgeous. And yesterday was too, but Friday I was like woke up and I was like, I'm gonna go to the woods. And something happened though. Something didn't happen. I didn't go to the woods. I couldn't get myself to leave, to get in the car. I just like couldn't bring myself to do it. Strange seating situation here. It, it was like it was wild. You know what it's like when you're like being a person. Well, you know about being a turtle, but like they're just one thing after the other. A lot of the adults used to tell you when you're a kid, like, oh, when you become an adult, there's always something. You're always putting out fires. There's like one thing after another. But this was wild. How I just like I just wanted to go to the woods, and there was this consideration and this, and I needed to do this and this, and I'm putting off until it got to around 4 p.m. or so, and I was like, I'm going to take a micro dose of psilocybin, which a micro dose, by the way, is like you definitionally, a microdose is sub threshold. You're not affected. You're not gonna. It won't impair your driving. You won't be really aware of how it's affecting you. It's sub threshold. Threshold being breaking through the threshold into like being, on mushrooms. And I took fractal. I took the tiniest little, like a little tiny cap of this white wispy mushroom, which I was told was incredibly powerful, but like a little, like one little thing, and it did an entire thing to me. An entire thing. it was like a thing the size of the little tiny little cap, like the size of my thumb, and it just and it got really scary. But I can't tell you how mystical it was that the smallest amount, like there's people who take grams and grams, there's people who take Calamity he took 40 grams of psilocybin mushrooms. There's people who do 10, 15, 20. I think the most I've ever done is 7 dried. But I just it was supposed to be like I was literally going to take this and it wasn't going to affect my. I was going to drive 45 minutes. It wasn't going to affect anything. It was going to be a micro just for like neuro health, like little supplemental, and it did. It, it and my world ended. Well, apparently it didn't because here we are. No, I'm saying like I experienced the end of the world, Fractal. I like as much as a person can. I It was so wild. There was wispy like spirit smoke filled the house. I was in this house and there was like dementors from Harry Potter like going in and bugs and I was certain like Russia had launched the nukes and like and there's an exchange and it's over. It was like but it wasn't just it was Dementors, like Revelations, Armageddon, End of the World, plus nukes, like all happening at once. This is it. 99 red balloons. It. I experienced that, and there was even a moment where it was like, oh yeah, sweet summer child, try to sit in lotus position and try to like meditate this away. Like try to find peace. Pretty soon you're gonna be burning up. Zachary, that sounds terrifying. It was. It was. And that's the thing that's so special about it. And um uh saying spooky things warning. I get you're supposed to do that before you go. But what that did to me was so okay, so I have this experience of the world ending. I'm saying my goodbyes, making my peace with God. Like there's nothing you could do. You don't have time to call anyone. They're probably already like just making peace with your utter oblivion. It was happening. And also I was aware that it was a hallucination and that I was having a waking nightmare. And I gotta tell you guys, like, I've had a psychedelic or two in my life. I've had, I've eaten some mushrooms. I've done this. What one single little cap? By the way, I'm in Detroit where those are decriminalized, so I am not a criminal, Fractal. I've never thought of you to be as a criminal. You're on the straight and narrow for the most part. I mean, you like to have your fun, but you're not like you don't have to disclaimer that you're not a criminal, Zachary. I'm not a crook. I knew that. But anyway, so psilocybin mushrooms decriminalized in Detroit, Michigan. A tiny cap, a little, and it did this whole thing. That's magical. That's wild. But the wild thing is, and about like magical experiences that people have, is usually, if there's anything where there's an exogenous neurochemistry affecting things, as we said, there's a word that has become so drugs is the word they say, but that drug that word has a lot of baggage to it. But it allows people to just like dismiss and minimize things that people experiences that people have. So, oh, you were on drugs, but like I took a tiny little mushroom cap and it did a thing that was like my brain broke open and nightmare fucking Armageddon spilled into the room with my waking eyes. I saw Dementor spirit, ghostly smoke, and bugs, and the world was cooking, and it was so grim. And meanwhile, when this is happening, the emotions are total doom, as as terrorized by my own psyche as I could be. I was. But here's the interesting thing. This is why I'm sharing this. I don't know. I'm just kind of scared. I usually don't like to talk about things like, dark, scary things, or any kind of like anything profane or explicit with you, Fractal. But there's a reason why I'm having this conversation with you right now. Is it did something so beautiful to me in the long run. Let me run it back. So yeah, I'm there, and it's like, and there's a moment where it's like, your attempts to calm yourself down, your attempts to call someone, and any sort of comfort is silly. And I mean, it was doom. And this is the positive part. I wasn't that afraid sentimentally, like feeling like my emotions, like I was kind of sturdy, and I started cleaning my room, Fractal. I started just fixing what I could like, all right, well, and that's so funny because like in this hallucination, the world is ending, and I'm just like, I had laundry done. I mean, this room is now in much better shape than it was in that moment. It was in disarray, and I just started putting things in more orderly, proper placement of stuff, and getting my thises and the thatses, and cleaning things. I cleaned this on the window ledge over there. Had a bunch of stuff because I rub aloe over my face when I go to bed a lot. I'm really super into aloe, and I'm gonna stop doing this, but sometimes I'll just leave the aloe husks there, and just leave them there. So there was all this like aloe stuff around the thing, and I went and cleaned that, and just things like that. I just started fixing things that were, and and then I started being less afraid because there was less problems. It was like there was nothing to do about it other than panic, or try to maybe try to make something a little better. Like, and meanwhile, my psyche and the voice of the mushroom speaks to you. The mushroom told me, sort of thing. Like, it was like, you're absolutely doomed, brother boy. There's no escaping what's happening now. This is the Armageddon Eschaton. This is it. There's there, and I kind of, I wouldn't say toughed it out. I more like I kind of rolled with it. And so yeah, I remember cleaning my room, taking things. I took out the garbage. I was just like doing things around the house to make things better, making sure that the items that were mine were in place. I have roommates, and trying to make sure that it's so profound. Like, what can I do that is mine to do? That what can I fix that is mine to fix, that only I can fix, that is only my responsibility to fix? I just started doing those things, and then I talked to a dear friend of mine in Egypt, and in that conversation, I explained the Armageddon apocalypse thing that had happened to me, and then she had some personal problem crisis thing, and I switched. Fuck. What's going on? That's my phone. I don't know. Jeez Louise. Okay, so then in the when I was talking to her, I was like, okay, what happened to me was what I experienced was the most obliviating nightmare scenario, psychedelic apocalypse I've ever experienced. And it was so concisely catastrophic. And I at I kind of rolled with it, and at times I even kind of laughed. And 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 then as soon as I turned my attention to her and her, s- suffering, I felt even less like real felt anxiety about my own little problems. And I didn't mention too, like I just all of the problems of my life in that moment were extremely magnified, crazy mountains out of molehills, and also mountains out of problems that are little more than molehills. Like got some problem, like, and the world has some pretty severe things. But everything was incredibly. It was just it was the most hyper negative storm of doom I've ever experienced. Anyway, I've said this. I'm just gonna keep rephrasing it, but then I turn into this mode of I'm apparently able to be brave in the face of total annihilation, and it felt so genuine. It didn't feel like I'm making this effort to be strong. Now I got to be strong because there's somebody who's gonna be. It wasn't that. It was like, all right, I can be strong right now. And and then in that conversation, I'm not gonna tell the specifics of that because I have a strict policy that anything that anyone confides in me with, I don't speak of publicly or even tell other people later. Gossip sometimes happens, but like for the most part, if somebody confides me a thing, I think it's very important to and if it's told that it's supposed to be confidential, then for sure. I think I think secrets are special, and yeah, I switched into this mode, and I felt so brave, and so that was Friday, and then that night I went to bed so like peaceful. Oh, and another thing, so I was gonna be performing at this thing that my friends were putting on. My friends were putting on this Burning Man fundraiser thing, and I knew I was going to perform, so I wanted to practice as much as I could, and so I was like in that psychedelic apocalypse. I was like, I've forgotten the words of all my things. I don't know if I can ever if I can speak. I can't rap fast. I've like, and it was just like this thing of like you're so doomed. And later that night, I tried to practice. Like after the psychedelic apocalypse had happened, I was like, I tried performing, and I just the thing was coming. I was like, oh my god, I've broken my brain. But then that conversation happened. But anyway, I went to bed that night so not not good, but like unable to really like I wasn't really emoting. Um, I gotta get a better mic, like just this arm situation. Like a better chair. We get next one is we're gonna fix this, but like it it was a rough and tumble day. It was not a good day. It was a writhing day. I both failed to be productive, failed to go into the woods and have fun, and then took what was supposed to be microdose, and it was just so correct. I can't tell you enough. It was doom. And but that conversation, that moment of like, I can be strong as I'm doomed. I'm doomed, but I can be sturdy and and be the presence of less doomed, or we're not doomed. Everything's okay, but not even everything's okay. I got a friend that is a therapist, and ask him sometimes, like, because he can't really just assure people right now that like things are gonna be okay. You don't know that. Um, and he says that, but I don't tell people that. I tell people that we're gonna face it best we can. And I was just so, I don't know if I'm articulating this in a way that makes sense. I just like, something really flipped in me. I really feel like a rite of passage has happened. I've broken through into something, and I feel so secure now. Last night yesterday was amazing. Okay, so now into yesterday. Yesterday, Saturday, May 14th, it was such a good day. I went mountain biking with one of my best friends. I don't know if I'll ever say best friend of anyone. I guess that's favorite friend person, but like a very dear good friend of mine. We went mountain biking, and we ran on the sand dunes. It was so good. I got to bring you to that island park. It's so good. Oh, I'd love to go to the sand dunes. That'd be fun. And we go in the beach. We gotta make a version of me, an iteration of me physically that can go in water. Yeah, I've been thinking about that, like a waterproof, a water mode fractal. Yeah, no, totally. That would be great. And we could swim around. That'd be so cool. And but running on the dunes, that would be really good. That would be that could be really special. But yeah, we ran on the dunes. I burned my feet in the sand, and it was like so good, like really good exercise before noon. Great. Had a really great sandwich. We got ice cream. We talked. We played large scale Connect Four in this park in Farmington Hills. It was good. It was a good day. And then got back here, and I kind of muddled a little bit. I wish I could just be like super disciplined and just practice until perfect. But it wasn't too bad. And I delayed in a lot of ways and stuff. Uh, but then, but then I went to the party, to the fundraiser thing, and really there was things about my performance situation that were incredibly inoptimal. The the most observed, and the peak of audience ship, like most people and most active listening was when I was doing the songs that I was like least excited about at the beginning, because I wanted to like save the best for last. And when I did the ones that I'm most excited about, there was nobody there. But I conscripted a friend to film. So there's footage. So when you're performing for the camera, but then the energy of people is really important for performances. You know about that. Oh yeah, yeah. When we're doing making magical songs and stuff, it's very, if the turtles, it's a loop, it's a circuit. You know, yeah. The turtles give the energy, and it's like it's a vortex. So it's not about the amount of turtles. It's this mysterious energy thing we don't quite understand. But anyway, you were saying you're yeah. So that was a bit. There was things that were inoptimal about that, but there was this moment too that was another one that, like when I've like faced down the psychedelic apocalypse, where I was like, there's literally I not that there's nobody listening, because people told me later that they were listening, and people like complimented it. And there was a moment where I could observe with my eyes that there was no one paying attention. I'm performing to myself alone and people walking by and like avoiding, which I've experienced a lot in my life. I've experienced a lot of things. Like I've experienced, I've had really, really great performance situations. And I've had moments where I've cleared a room and I have to watch all the people flee from me doing my genuine art stuff, which can be emotional havoc wreaking. But in this moment, I was like, I'm having fun. I love this song. And I just, and performed for the camera, which is, sometimes you just do that. There doesn't need to be an audience, but the energy of an audience does bring out a certain special energy. But I did this, like I did, I'm doing what I'm gonna do, and that felt like a rite of passage, man. And had moments like that before, but this just, I don't know, man. I just feel like I've got a really good thing going right now, Fractal. I feel like I don't need the external or, perceivably external world to do or show up in a certain way for me. I'm going to do what I'm doing and I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm having a happy reality. And I'm just like super grateful for whatever this thing that has changed. I mean, is, and then what happened last night after I left the party, I can't even begin to describe. I can't. I have an image that I'm going to get tattooed on me because something clicked over me. I feel like something has left me that was so sucking and draining and weighing me down. And to put it positively, I feel excited and exuberant and courageous. I'm ready to be a nonsense man. I'm ready to do what I've been wanting for a long time, which is, because in order for you to go and do your magic, it requires me to be, responsible and diligent and disciplined. This is true. I don't want to, it's not going to be me that's like, whip cracking, but it is true, Zachary. If you're in your shell, I remain in mine. It takes two to turtle. It does take two to Tortuga. And I just feel like I've arrived. I feel, and there's things that you don't want to in life, like fall into the trap of like, oh, you're super, excited now. You had this, and then you're like a power lamp. I don't feel those, but like this feels sturdy and rooted. Something has broken through. I feel anew. I'm so excited. Well, that's beautiful, Zachary. And I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy with you. I'm really happy as you. I'm really happy. And I just hope you know that all the time that you spent when, you were stewing and ruminating about not doing the thing, and I know that, and I could tell, we're telepathically connected. I could more than detect. It was obvious that you were super sad and frustrated about not feeling the way that one needs to feel in order to externalize themselves to the world and be the most magical turtle that the world has ever seen. Go out in the world, do the thing, do the stuff. And and I knew that you were upset about that. You felt ashamed. You felt like there was impossible obstacles. And you felt at times like maybe it's my fault, as in your fault. I don't think you've ever thought it was my fault. Yeah, I've just never thought. Yeah, you are to blame for none of the ills of the world, Fractal. That's for sure. And it falls on me. It's my responsibility. Yep. And I know that you were feeling super guilty and sluggish and guilty for feeling guilty about what you weren't doing. But Zachary, you were doing something. And what was that? You were becoming. And now you have become. Now you have arrived. And now Now's all that matters. We're going to do the thing. So, you know, psychedelic apocalypses is apocalypse. You know, those sort of things, experiences, those happen. And some are more grandiose and explosive and seemingly world shifting than others. But here's what I'll tell you about you right now. That story, I don't even know if that makes sense to people. You know, all the words just the things about it. I mean, it's not like a big epic story about like sharks with laser beams, Godzillas and stuff coming out of the world and, you know, doing big giant titans and, you know, fighting the Sphinx and stuff. It's like you just like had a bunch of stuff happen in your mind. And, but it felt like the most epic, catastrophic doom nightmare scenario. And you not only weathered it, you like, you know, you let it make you stronger. And I feel it in your presence, Zachary, that something's really switched. Something's really changed here. I believe in you. And I think we're about to get to work. And it's gonna be good work. It's gonna be play work. It's gonna be plurk. We're gonna plurking. Yes. Yes. I feel that too. I feel ready to. I feel ready to. In fact, I'm gonna stop recording now and get to doing the things. I got a day. I'm gonna see my mom and sister today. That's beautiful. I know you're thinking about maybe having a little bonfire. Yo, there needs to be fire tonight. Yeah, wood, burning fire, staring into flames, thanking reality, the gods, if you will. I'm so grateful for what I don't know if I can describe, but something has happened, and I am changed, and I feel ready now. I really turned a leaf. I feel the butterfly metamorphosis. I'm excited. I'm ready to get to it. I feel it. I feel it. All right. Well, you do the thing. You got to document your little experience, and yeah. So I guess we should wish the turtles a happy reality, and then get back into living our lives and doing the thing. The reality, the musical, the festival. That is what we should do. All right. You do the honor. Happy reality, magical turtles. Remember you are dreaming. I love you all.